Dear friends, see last time we saw what is electric potential. Okay, we also derived the equation for the potential due to point charge. We also derived equation of potential due to electric dipole. Now initially we started with only one point charges. Now we have to proceed further. Now that we have to derive electric potential due to system of point charges. So that will be our next question. It can be asked in 2 marks like this. Okay, that is derive equation of electric potential due to system of point charges. Now let us say Q1, Q2, Q3, Qn are point charges. See their position vector with respect to origin is R1, R2, R3, Rn. Now see we have to find out potential at a point P. Okay. So what will be the distance between Q1 and P point? That will be R1P. Similarly, see the distance between point P and Q2 is R2P. Distance between point charge Q3 and P is R3P. And distance between charge Qn and P is Rnp. Now you know the potential is a scalar quantity. So we can write like this, let Q1, Q2, Q1 be point charge. Their position vector with respect to origin be R1, R2, Rn. Now point P as vector R. Okay, see the distance of charges, charge Q1, Q2, Qn from P will be R1P, R2P, Rnp respectively. Okay, so we can write like this: V is equal to V1 plus. Now that can be written as Q1 R1P, Q2 R2P, KQn. Now see this can be written in form of summation. V is equal to K sigma. See right now it is in the form of summation, so we write like this: I is equal to 1 to n Qi Rip. See this will be a generalized formula for system of point charges. This is how we can obtain equation of electric potential due to system of point charges. Now see next we have to derive relation between electric field and electric potential. See this again can be asked in a 2 mark question. Derive relation between electric okay. Now let us say we have got 2 arbitrary surface 1 and surface 2. Okay. Now let us say we assume that see the electric field in upward direction. Now see the distance between 2 surfaces. Okay. Consider 2 surfaces A and B. Okay. Now potential at A end be V and V plus delta V respectively. Now let electric field is perpendicular surface. Okay. Now let Q charge is brought from, see right now we consider this as a surface A and this as a surface B. Now let Q charge is brought from P2 from surface B okay. Now see the work done. This will be E into dl. Okay. See by definition work done is Q into delta V. Okay. Now see what is the potential difference between, see here at a surface A potential is V and B the potential is V plus delta V. So what is the difference? V minus V plus delta V. Okay. So see we have seen earlier that the line integral work done is force into displacement. See again this follows Q into E into dl. Okay. So that's why and by definition work done is Q into delta V. So this we can obtain like this. See now by definition, see potential is a work done in bringing a unit positive charge. So if I take Q is equal to 1, then W will be minus into delta V. Now in this equation Q is 1, then W is minus Q. Now this also shows the work done, okay, and this also shows the work done. So E into dl is minus delta V, okay, or E is equal to minus delta V by. Now see this is how we can write. See the electric field at any point is nothing but rate of change of potential with distance. Okay, electric field at any point is the rate of change of. So in generalized formula, electric field second unit we can obtain by using this. See E is V by L. See in the first lesson we just written the unit only, but now potential is E is capital V upon L, that is potential upon distance. See what will be the unit of electric field in that sense? It will be volt per meter. Okay. Now this is how we can study the second unit of the electric potential also. Now see from these we have two important observation regarding the relation between electric field and potential. That electric field is in the direction in which the potential decreases steepest. Now it is nothing but the slope. We have seen earlier whenever we divide one quantity with respect to another, it is in the form of derivative of the slope. So it will be in the direction in which the decrease in the slope will be maximum. And secondly, the magnitude of electric field is given by change in magnitude of the potential per unit displacement normal to the equipotential surface at that point. Now see our next theory is regarding the equipotential surface. Okay, this can be asked in a 2 marks. Write a note on okay. Now see first we define equipotential surface. See an imaginary surface passing through points at same potential is called. Okay. See, an imaginary surface passing through points at the same potential is called equipotential. See, we are familiar with the potential due to point charge. Now let us say Q charge is here. Let us say point A is at a distance of R. So how we can write V is KQ by R. Okay. Now we consider another point B which is also at the same distance. So in that case, see, now we know the electric field of a point charge is radial. So with Q at the center and R as the radius, if I draw a sphere, then all the points on the sphere will be at the same potential. Now this imaginary surface passing through points at the same potential is nothing but equipotential. Okay. Now see what we have seen here. Potential is V is KQ by R. Similarly, VB also is KQ by R. We can have as many points, and this is an example of equipotential surface. Now see, we can have a concentric circles. Now we see this is a circle of the radius R2. Now let us say first we consider R1, R2. We can have as many circles. So this is how we can draw equipotential surface for point charge. Now see here what we have seen. VA is KQ by R, VB is KQ by R. So if I find delta V, that is VA minus VB will be 0. Okay. Now suppose we have to move Q charge on equipotential surface, then work done can be calculated like this. Work done to move Q charge on equipotential surface, W is Q into delta V. But we know delta V is 0. Now, so this is important for the VSQ part, that work done to move a point charge on an equipotential surface is 0. See, right now we are drawn for the point charges. Suppose we have got a electric dipole, okay, and we want to draw equipotential surface. We know a dipole is a system of 2 point charges, so we can have again concentric circles which are equipotential surface. Okay. See, Q can be positive or negative. Depending on that, we can draw equipotential surface. See one more example of equipotential surface. Suppose uniform electric field is E. Now we have seen earlier in the first lesson, then if we want to represent uniform electric field, that will be parallel and equidistant line. Now suppose, let us say we assume that uniform electric field is in x direction. So now we are familiar with the coordinate axis. We draw a plane passing through YZ surface, Y and Z axis. Now see here, E is a uniform electric field in x direction, then YZ surface will be equipotential surface. Okay, so we can write like this: if uniform electric field is in x direction, then YZ plane will be equipotential. So this is how we can know about the equipotential surface. Now next we have to see potential due to thin spherical shell. Okay, see this can be asked in a 2-mark question. Electric potential now let us say a sphere of radius r, charge q is uniformly distributed on the surface. Okay, so we can write like this: let r be radius of thin spherical shell, let q charge is uniformly distributed on its surface. Now see, first we have to find out the electric potential at a point inside the shell. Let us say r less than r. So see, the first will be like this. See, the electric potential at point inside shell. Okay, now see, in the first lesson we have seen that in uniformly charged thin spherical shell, charge is on the outer surface. See, inside the shell there is no charge. So, and if there is no charge, electric field inside the shell will be 0. That also we have seen earlier. So we can write like this: inside shell electric field is 0. Now see, just now we have derived the relation between electric field and potential. See, E is equal to minus dV by dl. See, if we write generalized formula, we can write dV by dr. But we have seen here that inside shell there is no charge, the electric field is 0. Okay, so now this you have studied in the earlier chapters also. See, whenever a first derivative of any quantity is 0, then the quantity becomes constant. So here also dV by dr is 0, so V is constant. So what we can say from this, see, all the points inside the shell are at the same potential, and that potential will be that on the surface of the shell. So we can write like this: all points inside shell are at same potential, and that value and this value be that on surface of the shell. So now we use the equation V is equal to KQ by R. See, R is the distance of the that is the radius of the shell, and this value is constant. Okay, so what we can say that, see, for a thin spherical shell, all points inside the shell are at the same potential, and that will be on the surface. Now see the second part. See, for a point larger than R, capital R. So this is how we can write: for a point now let us say again, say R is the radius and R is the distance where we have to find out the potential. So see, what is the charge enclosed by the shell? That is Q. So we can write V is equal to KQ by R, okay, where R is Q. So this is how we can obtain electric potential at a point outside the shell. Now see, our next question is to derive equation of potential energy system of charges. But here we assume that no external field. Okay, no external field is present. That means initially, let us say our all point charges are at infinite and no external field is present. Now let Q1 charge is at infinite. Okay. Now let us say for simplicity we assume this is our origin. Now see when Q1 charge is brought to from infinite to a point P which has a position vector of R1. Okay. So we have to bring the Q1 charge which was initially at infinite to this point which has a position of vector of R1. Okay. Now let us say this is any point in the space. But initially what we have seen that no external field is 0. So work done will be 0. Okay. Why? Because no external field is 0. So work done to bring this Q1 charge from infinite distance to given point in the space which has a distance R1. Work done will be 0. But when this charge has brought to Q1. Now suppose point P has a distance of, let us say, R1P. Now this Q1 charge will produce potential at point P. Now we assume that, see, the distance between charge Q1 and point P is R1P. So now potential at point P V1 is K Q1 upon R1P. Now let us say we bring Q2 charge which is at infinite to a given point in the space which has a position vector R2. Okay. Now see the distance between Q1 and Q2 in the space. Let us say this Q2 charge is brought from infinite to a point P. Q2 charge is brought from infinite to position point which has a position vector R. Now see here the potential of Q1 is already present. So this work done will be Q2 into V1. Okay. But now what we see, the distance between charge R1 and R2 in the space, see by the triangle law, is R12. So the work done will be Q2 is KQ1 upon R1. Now see this work is stored in the form of potential energy of charge Q1 and Q2. This work is called potential energy of charge Q1 and Q2 separated now we know that generally the potential energy symbol is U, so that's why U is equal to K Q1 Q2 upon R1. Okay. Now right now we think of 2 point charges. Now see, right now we have talked of 2 point charges. Now see, if we proceed further, let us say point P is at a distance of R1P distance from Q1 charge, R2P distance from Q2. So these charges Q1 and Q2 will produce potential at point P. See, charge Q1 and Q2 will produce potential at point P. Now see their respective distance we have seen R1P and R2P. So the potential V12 KQ1 upon R1P. Okay. Now see we have talked of 3-point charges. Now let us say Q3 charge. Okay. Initially we did not have a Q3 charge, but let us say the charge Q3 is also brought from infinite distance, okay, in the field of in the potential of charge 1 and 2. So let Q3 charge is brought from infinite to potential V2, Q1 and Q2. Okay. Now this we call as W3 is Q2 into V12. Okay. Now see again we can write in the form of distance Q2 into QQ1 upon R12. Okay. Why? Because charge 3 will be at a distance of R13. And so how do we can simplify KQ1 Q3 R13 KQ2 Q3 upon. Now see, now we have a system of 3 charges. So the work done, total work done will be sum of the potential energy. So in that case, see our potential energy due to 3-point charges we can write as 1 2 plus 1 3 plus 2 3. See that QQ1 Q2 upon R12 we have derived. Now this will be written as KQ1 Q3 upon R13, then KQ2 Q3 upon. Now see these are generalized formula for 3-point charge. We have talked of 2-point charges and 3-point charges. See this can be extended for n number of charges, but right now see this is the formula of the potential energy of system of point charges. But remember we have here assumed that initially there was no field was present. Now see example 2.4, very important, can be asked a 4-mark question also, okay, or 3-mark question. Okay. Now see, first initially we assume there is no charge on the square, but we have to assemble these charges. Let us say first Q charge is brought at A, then minus Q charge, then plus Q charge at C, and minus Q charge at D. So we have to calculate the total work done in assembling the charges or to obtain the system of charges. Now initially no field is present. Why? No charge is present. So when we bring this plus Q charge at A, no field is present means no potential, work done will be 0. So work done to bring plus Q charge at A, we can write initially no potential. Okay, that will be better. So W1 is equal to plus Q, potential is 0. Okay. Now secondly we bring minus Q charge at B. Okay, now see given that D is the length of the square. Okay, now see the work done W2. See now what we have? See we have potential energy of system of two charges. So that will be K plus Q minus Q upon P. Now let us say this was equation number 1, this is equation 2. Now next is plus Q charge is brought to point C. Okay, now see what we can see here, the plus Q and minus Q will produce potential. So W3 will be K plus Q minus Q upon D. And what will be the distance between these two charges? Now we know the root 2D is the diagonal of the square. So that will be K plus Q upon. Now this is log 3. Now see, in next step, we bring minus Q charge at point D. Minus Q charge is brought okay. So what we have seen, what we can see, 1, 2 and 3 charge will produce the potential. So W4 between these two charges, sum of the charges, these two and these two. So between 1 and 2, 1 and 3, 1 and 2, 1 and 3 and 1 and 4. Okay, but we write in the form of equation K plus Q minus Q upon D between these two plus K plus Q plus Q. See between A and C the distance is. And finally K plus Q and minus Q upon. Okay. Now this is how we have assembled the charges. See the total work done during this can be obtained by addition. Now we know the work is a scalar quantity. So work done is W1 plus W2 plus W3 plus first was 0. Now this is minus KQ square upon D. Okay. Now this is also minus KQ square upon D plus KQ square upon 2. Okay. Now if I add this, okay, minus KQ square, simplify, then plus KQ square upon root 2D and minus. Now what we see here, see this minus KQ square D is 4 times. So it will be minus 4 into KQ square upon D plus, see the term with KQ square upon D root 2D is twice. So 2 times KQ square upon D. Okay. Now this we can write, if I simplify, root 2 into root 2 can be like this. Now what we can take common from here, see KQ square upon D is common. See what is left? Minus 4. Okay. Now sometimes they write minus sign here, then also it is the same. So see this is nothing but the work done to assemble the charges. Now see the second part of the question, Q0 charge it brought at the center of the square. So what we have to do, first find out the potential. Okay. Now let us say, see distance R is OA, OB, OC and OD. Why? Distance of each vertex from the center is same. Okay. Then potential at center due to of charges. See 4 charges A, B, C and D. Now we write, see this will be KQ by R. This will be minus KQ by R square, R plus and minus So what we see here, potential is 0. Now the work done is Q0 into V. So work done to bring Q0 charge to the center of the square. See, that is our second part will be 0. Okay, this is a good example how we can establish the assembly of system of point charges.